Thompson, Gethin Lewis and Thomas Lima to the foot of the stage, please. That will be heat number 2. You guys come up and assemble at the foot of the stage immediately, please. Heat 3 will be Barney Cummings, Brandon Maguire-Ratama, Lionel Taumata, Jade Maguire-Ratama, Mark Taylor and Geordie Grant. So that'll be heat 3, but heat 2, please, to the foot of the stage, the foot of the stairs, and you'll be ready to go on immediately. 5 sheep up here. Gerald, what's happening down there with the pressing, old mate?
Yeah, thanks, Norm. We're ready to go. Semi-final of the Peers pressing. Let's let them rip. You know who they are. We've got Tristan Mackay, Jackie Powerco over on press 2. We've got Vinny and Jeremy Goodger here. The officials are ready. Pressers, on your marks, get set, go. Right, we're going to put them to a good test too, Norm. We're going to step it up to 170 kgs in weight. Now, we know Ricky Stevens piled a heap of wool in it earlier on and did a 160, and it was starting to rip the fad. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how they can get this wool down. It's become very full of air and sort of loose, and it's taking a whole lot to get a good heavy bale. So, yeah, don't be frightened to spin around and watch this, because it's teamwork, it's quick, it's high-fired, high-paced sort of stuff. Okay, back to the shearing. You're still good. Norm, you're good. They're having a wee catch-up, so we'll stay here. So, right, here we go. Jeremy's in. Feel free, Norm, just interrupt when you're ready to go, or Kerry. And Jeremy's into the press. Vinny's the one with the bigger arm span. He is piling the wool in there and says, come on, bro, get that wool down. I've lost a shoe in there. There's been many things found in a bale wool. This stage, we don't want one of Jerry's 10 size gym shoes. Now, here we go down in the press too. Jackie decides, well, I'll get the fadge in there. Hubby, you get in the top box and get that squash down. You do all the hard yards. I'll do the housekeeping on this side. So she locks it up and has a smile at the same time and says, what is all that stuff you're talking about? Get out of my way and let me get on with it. Here we go. Tristan says, come on, darling. You've swept under the carpet enough. Put the lucks away. We've got some hard yards to do. He's stuffing it down with his big arms. Here, talking about big arms, Vinny lets loose. He locks this one up in one half step, and he's in the bin. He's going to squash all the corners. We're not far away from a wind-up. Norm, we'll go back to you for a second.
Thanks, Gerald. So once again, please, Ramon Smith, Laura Bradley, Leroy Pitt, Ross Thompson, Gethin Lewis, Thomas Lemmy, you guys need to be at the foot of the stairs, please. We don't want to be waiting for people to come out of the crowd. Once your heat has been called, you need to be up here waiting, and so we can hop you straight up onto the board and keep going. We're already about a quarter of an hour or so behind the schedule, so we want to make that back up. And the senior shearing heats is one event that we can make up a wee bit of time. So we do thank you for your cooperation. Been really good so far, all our shearers and wool handlers, as far as getting up there goes. So we'll just keep that rolling. So sheep number, the screens have gone off. I think it's sheep number 4 on the board anyway. And young Connor Puha has got another one on the board down there on stand number 4. This young fellow won the senior grade speech here last night. And he's out on the board with his 3rd sheep. In goes Sean Gauk. So I wouldn't panic about the screens. They'll have it sorted upstairs anyway. Rooker Braddock on stand number 1, finishing touches, another couple of shots, and he'll be looking for another sheep. Steve Jane from Wairarapa on stand number 2. Working down the field, Naki Maraki bellies out and he turns into the first hind leg. Connor Puha, like I said, he won the senior speech here last night, looking for a spot in the semi-final of the Powerco senior today, and he's around onto the last front shoulder, shearing nicely, Kerry, down there on stand 4.
Yeah, all these young shearers, they're looking good. There's nothing really separating the field at the moment. There's sort of much of a muchness with each other, but just a few niggles here and a few kicks and a bit of a squirm and a bit of a wriggle. It's hard for these shearers to keep their sheep under control.
We're just about ready to go into the Crankdown over here at the semi-final in the pairs event. Gerald and these guys here, they did a bale in about 5 minutes. And how's the time looking at the moment? They're getting ready for the Crankdown.
Crankdown time, yeah, just to get to quantify that for you, of course, 5 minutes 38 in the heats, and we're running at 4 minutes 10 now. Now, Vinny's going to take charge at the moment and do the easy yards. And here comes the cavalry. Jeremy Goodyear arrives, says, "Radio, bro. Family works together, they stay together." Now he's on the journey home. He has a wee glance to say, how much longer to go? Stay with it, Vinny, we'll swap ya. Share the load, bro. Share the load. Look at them go, folks. Where are they from? Is it Masterton, Coro, do you think?
Dannyburg, they're Dannyburg guys now. I'm taking them back to Dannyburg.
Have you? Jolly. I've got them. Well, they're staying with Masterton. The last and finishing touches there.
So what's the bale weight?
Bale weight's 170 kg.
Well, there's 170 in that bale, I guarantee, because they had to change crankers. Down they come, and these guys over here from Wairarapa, the mighty Wairarapa River. These she flows, and here he is, Tristan, and they really are struggling to get that 170, but these boys are getting ready to tag up the pins.
Oh, yeah, they're banging those pins in. Here goes Tristan and Jackie. If this is going to be teamwork, husband and wife, I'm sure they're going to have it right. Jackie's getting the lid down, says we'll get that as far as down as we can. Two very good shearers have a shearing contract business as well. So they know all about the hard yards, organising sheds and food and shearers and shearing themselves as well, so they don't shy off from a challenge, ladies and gentlemen. Can tell you that. But the challenge has been drawn. Here we go. Is the bale going to hold the 170? Oh, it's creaking and groaning. That's going to be hard to lock up now. Oh, here we go.
There's only 170, and look what it's done to the wool pack, Gerald.
Yeah, that's going to be hard.
It's still going.
It's still going. The board's going to do it quick. This is going to be actually quite a good experiment of who can really, work out how we're going to do this now. They know to go quickly to get in before any more gives.
They've got to hurry up now because the wool pack is starting. We've never seen this, ladies and gentlemen. Come and have a look at this. The wool pack is starting to pack up under pressure because they've got 170 kilos and they've really powered the box up, and I reckon it's dead on 170, Gerald. It'll have to be.
Yeah, well, I had a strong feeling something similar was going to happen because we saw it with Ricky's bale at 160. Well, 159, 1K less. Means a lot in the pressing game. It's starting to settle now. So it's a good sign that it's at least 160 if it's starting to rip the pack.
I'll just interrupt you there, Gerald, if that's okay. I know that's the final down there, but we'll just get the next heat on the board, please. Well done, guys. Heat number 1, that was. So Thomas Lemmer down there on stand number 6, please. Githan Lewis on stand 5. Ross Thompson on 4. Leroy Pitt on 3, Laura Bradley 2, Ramon Smith stand 1. You can take your stands now. And the next heat number 3, they need to go and assemble at the foot of the stairs, please. There will be Barney Cummings, Brandon Maguire-Ratama, Lionel Tomata, Jade Maguire-Ratama, Mark Taylor, Geordie Grant. So you 6 shearers, please need to go and assemble at the foot of the stairs to the left of the stage. This heat's on the board, and we'll set them off as soon as we get the green light. Heat number 2, this is, of the Powerco Senior.
All right, back to the wool pressing, and we're witnessing something, ladies and gentlemen, that this wool press is buckling under the pressure. The bale is starting to creak away, and that's giving Jackie and Kristen a time to come back at them. They're coming back at them quite quickly, Gerald. These boys, the Goodyear boys, are in trouble. They're in a lot of trouble over here. They're really having to lift their game because this bale weight, it's going to have to see. Well, let's see what the judges say anyway. They're gone for 170.
8 minutes 34. The bale's been ripped. One of our major sponsors. You want to major sponsors there. We've still got the red light. Let's stay with this. We'll stick with these boys being from Masterton, of course. There we go. Presentation's done. The bale is tight. The extra few Ks and all. There we go. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Time is going to tell. Wow, that's a serious stretch for everyone.
So, Gerald, I'll just butt in there, mate. So we have a few, maybe 3 minutes, competitors. Our computer's having a couple of glitches, so just stand to and hang fire, and we'll get back up with the pressure very shortly. But please, when I call out your heat to assemble at the foot of the stage, can you please come up here? Even though you might be sitting up in the front seats, we need you up here when I call out your heat at the foot of the stage, so the marshals there know that you're present and know that you're ready to go on the stage when your heat is. We'll get a heat up. The next heat's got to go to the foot of the stage, please, for our marshals, just to keep things right. So if we keep doing that, you senior shearers will be happy enough. So, Gerald, all the action's back down there with you and Koro, and, of course, our competitors and the teams pressing.
Yeah, thanks very much, Norm. Yes, we've got the husband and wife team now. We know the strain that's on this. Two of them ticking away. Tristan said, I'll take the hard end. Come on, darling, stay with me. We've got 3 or 4 clicks to go. It's the Golden Shears will make the big final yet, hopefully. They're getting some support from some of their staff and the likes and some of their buddies. The fan club's realising, oh, the pressure's coming on. It's going to take more than a sip of water now to get through this baby. Here we go.
2 more.
Jackie's still got a smile on her face.
That'll do. Oh, one more, one for the road. We'll have a roadie. Tristan Riggins will have a roadie. So back around the top he goes. Jackie said, oh, I'm stuffed. Well, he says, hurry up, girl, you haven't finished yet. He's going to have to wind the box up and then get around the other side. Tristan, you might have to just give it a hand to let that box come up. Gee, the bale weights are really struggling this year. Look at the Goodyear bale. It really is. And I reckon that's on the money, that one too. But we'll see, because this bale here might even be lighter. So we're waiting on the computers?
Yeah, we are waiting still. Just while we're doing that, just while these guys are getting their pins through the bale, the top 16 in the Shear Expertise Open Wool Handling Heats, the top 16 in qualifying order in the Open Wool Handling are Logan Kamura, Chelsea Collier, Candy Hitty, Anna Braddock, Kieran Herbert, Pagan Karodia, Marianne Beatty, Cherie Peterson, Joel Henare, Angela Stevens, Kimberly Braddock, Nio Henson, Emarina Braddock, Tina Ellers, Ronnie Goss, and the lucky 16th competitor through was Tia Potai. So congratulations to those 16 of our top open grade shear expertise wool handlers. Looking forward to seeing them in action in their next round. Well done, and commiserations to the competitors that missed out, but that's the way it rolls. So still waiting, Koro, what's happening down there on the floor?
Well, they're starting to get penalised on the timing side of things. Once the Goodyear boys put their hands up, they're starting to lose 1 point for every 20 seconds that ticks by. We've been about 3 minutes so far, so they are being penalised quite heavily at the moment, but it's about presentation and being able to satisfy the judges that they've worked with safety and health. Healthy is at the forefront of all their work. So Tristan has done all the hard work, and Jackie just is there to supervise. We need somebody to supervise, and she's got a big, beautiful smile on her face too. She says, I'm having a great time here at the 2019 Farmlands Golden Shears pressing event. So they're getting ready. There he is. Tristan's getting ready to just let off the bale, and these folks, ladies and gentlemen, will come all the way from Wairarapa, and then you can start to hear this noise going on. The bale won't behave. Oh, there it goes again. It's like a mountain starting to erupt. You can hear the tears going on.
It's still going. The key is here, as Tristan knows, we've got to get this clipped up before it goes any further. Because these capless presses, they have to meet. This has to meet in here. They had to improvise over here. If you've taken note over here, they improvised, the Goodyear boys. They had to put 2 staples together to make it meet. So they're going for it. They've got a wee bit of panic happening here, and they need it to happen. This is the time to react, not to respond.
Well, he's got
time
the pin in. He's doing okay, Gerald. He's got that pin in now. There's only 2 more pins, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a hand as he's struggling. He's really trying.
Go.
Jackie and Tristan Mackay, look, he's having to gag another big breath, and here he goes. You got him. Got the bugger. He's got it all right, and there he goes, ladies and gentlemen, getting ready to take the pins out. But look at that wool pack. It's starting to pack up under pressure. Wool's not worth a lot of money at the moment, is it, Gerald? We'll change the subject.
Yeah. Us good fellas are still wearing all our woolen jerseys, but hey, incredible fibre wool. It's a living fibre. It's a natural fibre. It's a renewable resource, all those sorts of things. So it has all the fancy language to go with it in the, in the planet that we've got and all the things we're trying to improve on. So if you can support the wool industry, please do so. Get that living fibre on you. It's an incredible insulator as well. It's got everything going for it, and it keeps all these lovely guys and girls in work. The door's getting shut. We're going to be down to the scales before we know it. They've managed to get it done. Jackie and Tristan. He's not quite done. He says, hold on, darling. There we go. We've got a high 10. A 3-pointer.
True love. Okay, we're going into the bales. Weighing. We've still got the red light. But Winston Peters said every office in New Zealand that is a government department is going to have woolen carpets. He said that on TV. Was he
Just
talking
off
bullshit? Huh?
Just of late?
No. Well, weren't you watching the last election?
No.
True story, isn't it? True story.
Well, if you can support the wool industry, please do so, because it is an amazing fibre. You want to keep something cold, wrap it up in wool. If you want to keep something hot, wrap it up in wool. Incredible insulator.
Let him know.
All right, so this is from this press over here. It is too. So Vinny and Jeremy Goodchar. We wanted 170 kgs, and we knew we were going to stretch the presses and stretch the fedges. And they have brought home a 173, ladies and gentlemen. That's a super effort. Right, here we go. Tristan Mackay and Jackie Paku. Husband and wife team, the high.
Shall we take a gamble on it? Should we take a weight on it?
Last time we done.
What's your weight, Norm?
Confused.
173 was the other.
163 for these guys, Coddle.
What was Norm?
He was 63.
63. 166.
You're going 166? I'm going 170.
Rightio. Tristan Mackay and Jackie Paku. Paku, sorry. Have brought in a bale of 172, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh. Well done.
Very good.
And very tidy too. We got to give him that. Very, very tidy.
All right, we have one more heat of this. We'll get that organised. In the semi-finals, Farmlands Woolpacks New Zealand sponsored event. Once again, they have sponsored not just this event in the pressing, they have sponsored all the events in the pressing in conjunction with each other. So that goes the individual men, the individual women, and the peers. So major sponsors and long-serving sponsors here. So thank you once again on behalf of Sam Saunders and the committee here at the Golden Shears for once again supporting this event. And please, if you can do so, support them back, because they are supporting your community. Right, on to the next heat.
Well, while we're waiting, ladies and gentlemen, we must acknowledge the contribution that Lister has made. Lance Woodell and his team, the shear gear, WWW Acto, and those are the machines that we are using, and I believe they'll be the same machines they'll be using at the World Championships in France a little later on this year. So congratulations to the Listo Acto agricultural team. The beautiful machines that are just clicking along, never a hiccup, not like the computers. Although those machines have got a computer in them, haven't they, Norm?
Yeah, they have. They're the safety
They got a
machines,
chip
of
in
course. They got a chip in them, yeah. I think Lance might have dropped a chip in the computer up there.
Well, we're going to give them another 5 minutes and then we'll go into manual mode. We got a clicker there, boy? You all got clickers? Who won the veterans last night anyway? A lot of work going on, ladies and gentlemen. The computers are all set up.
So just another couple of minutes. We do apologise to the shearers up there on the board. I know they would have been full of nervous energy when they took the board. They need to just relax and bring that back up when we give them the nod, of course. A little bit of a disadvantage to them. We do apologise to them. But of course, just while we're waiting, as they'll want us to do, I'm sure, we will talk a wee bit about the sponsors. So all the stadium is surrounded by the banners and flags and everything of our different sponsors. So huge thanks to everybody involved in supporting the Golden Shears in 2019, the 59th Golden Shears, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're back next year for the 60th anniversary. They've promised something very special for us, so I'm sure that's going to be really, really special. The 60th anniversary next year, so everybody make sure you book your accommodation, book your travel plans and everything, and be back here next year for the 60th anniversary. We'll keep an eye on the likes of Shearing Worldwide. The media, public media will keep an eye on the newspapers. We'll keep an eye on the Shearing magazine as to what's going to be happening next year at the 60th anniversary, but it's going to be pretty exciting as well. And hopefully a lot of these sponsors with their banners and that all around the stadium will be back on board next year. I'm sure they will. They'll all want to be a part of that 60th anniversary. And of course, there'll be a lot of sponsors that have been a part of the Golden Shears for many, many years already, looking forward to keeping that relationship going. And a big congratulations, of course, to the committee at the Golden Shears this year, 2019, for the work they do with their sponsors and just building relationships with the different companies, making sure they're on board is a huge job. To try and extract a wee bit of money or a wee bit of product or whatever out of each of our sponsors is a big job, but the sponsors here at the Golden Shears are very, very generous, and we do appreciate it.
I'm here with Alan from Trust House, outside one of the newest houses that Trust House provides in the community. Alan, tell us about the Trust House Affordable Housing Program.
Well, thanks, Brent. Trust House provides affordable rental accommodation for people in our community most in need. We provide rental accommodation in the Tararua and Wairarapa regions.
It sounds like something the government's been trying to do. How do you work with government agencies?
Interestingly, Trust House was the first fully registered community housing provider in New Zealand back in 2015. And we've been working very closely with the government around many of the community housing initiatives to make sure that the houses that we provide for the people in our community are warm, safe and dry.
And what are your future plans for community housing?
We would like to expand the social housing portfolio that we currently have, but probably more importantly, what we would like to do is make sure that the houses that we currently have are fit for purpose for all of the members of our community, and that we're continually redeveloping and refurbishing the properties that we've got.
And how can people find out more information about community housing that Trust House provides?
People go onto the Trust House website, trusthouse.co.nz. All of the information on Trust House rental accommodation and the people to contact is readily available on there.
1 of 5. And we have Ramon Smith on stand number 1. Laura Bradley on 2. Leroy Pitt, the local man, on stand 3. Ross Thompson, all the way from England, on stand number 4. Gethin Lewis from Wales on 5. Great to see these international shearers here. And Thomas Lemmer from Levin, been here for a year or two now. This fella competing around the circuit and been at the Golden Shears for a number of years. Great to have Thomas back here. Up on stand 6 he is, as they work their way through sheep number 1 of these Bankview ewes. Beautiful line of sheep, and a real credit to them out there at Bankview.
Up the neck they go, and young Smith leading the way on stand number 1. Works his way around the shoulder and drops down into the long blow once again. We are looking for the top 18 to go through to that semi-final. And young Mr. Smith on stand 1 turns for home. Over the top of the shoulder, takes the trimming, pinking that sheep up and under the final shoulder and down and out the flank. And Bradley on 2, finishes the long blow, takes the cheek wall, and she'll head down the last side as well. Leroy Fit, down and out the flank he goes, just leading the way, just by a whisker at the moment. Out to the tips of the toes he goes. Lewis, the boy from the UK, down there on 5, having a bit of a tough run with that one, but out the flank he goes. Oh, she's still handing in the gentle. Under control. Oh, crikey, Dick. Out the long blow, out the last side he goes, right out to the tips of the toes. These sheep, Norm, they're challenging, aren't they?
Certainly challenging, right? They're giving the guys and girls up there on the board a bit of a hard time, but they got the better of them as they worked their way through into sheep number 7. So Gethin Lewis from Wales out on the board with his second sheep. And now Thomas Lima hops in and out of the pen, just knocking them around a wee bit on the last side, but under control now on sheep 2. Ramon Smith from Gisborne on stand number 1, up round into the first front shoulder. With him is the Englishman, Ross Thompson. Works his way around the back of the head into the shoulder as well. Up comes Laura Bradley through, and up the next she steps. So our second sheep on the board now for all our competitors. Way through the long blow for the Englishman. Another couple of shots and he'll turn for home. So he's right there with Ramon Smith. Sheep 2 on the board. Gethin Lewis round the back of the head onto. Up comes Thomas Lima. Laura Bradley finishing touches to the long blow. Just give a bit of a kick and a wriggle, but got it under control. And away down the last side for Ramon Smith and Ross Thompson. Sheep number 2 it is. Laura Bradley down under the last front shoulder. Cleans off under the leg and away down into the flank she drops. She's a good shearer, this girl. Making a fantastic job. Just pulls the head through. Smith's in for sheep number 3. In goes Thompson.
Yeah, thanks very much,
Way
Normal.
you go, Gerald, yeah.
Heat started, that's okay. Thank you. Right, so we've got Willie Gordon, Tane Matthews here on press 1, and we have Adam and Joseph Gordon on press 2. We have all the youth in the house. Officials are ready. Pressers on your marks, get set, go. All right, I'll just stay here just for a wee second, Norman, and we'll go back your way. So we're still in the semi-final stage of the peers pressing. Sponsored, of course, by Farmlands and Woolpacks New Zealand. And I can say, of course, because they've been here for a number of years. Right, so let's see how well they work together. We've got a couple of same name here. It could be the same family I'm picking. But here we go, the youngsters on this side. We got Willie Gordon's decided to do the fadge, and Tane Matthews decides he's going to start stuffing that wool in there. They've thought, well, either way, we've got to rip this fadge. If we don't rip the fadge, we're light. So we shot out the back and had a muesli bar and a Moro and a picnic and thought, okay, bring on 170 kgs. Look at the adrenaline go. The young adrenals, all muscle, brute power. Hopefully a little bit of planning. More haste, less panic can sometimes be quicker. And they're loading up the top box, locked and loaded. All right, Norm, I'll go back to you so you can
Yep, thanks,
Do some
Gerald.
shearing.
She's all go down there, but she's all go up here as well. So sheep number 4 on the board for Ramon Smith, Laura Bradley, Leroy Pitt, and the Englishman down there, Ross Thompson. Gethin Lewis and Thomas Lima down over the last front shoulder. They pull together on sheep 3. Under the front leg for Gethin Lewis, a Welshman on stand 5. Right down to the back leg he sweeps now. Down comes Thomas Lima on the 6th stand. But still, Ramon Smith is leading the field on stand number 1. He's round the back of the head on sheep number 4. That's where the lead is. It's Ross Thompson, Kerry, not too far away as he steps through and up the neck on sheep 4. Just one sheep left in the pen for the first few stands. Now Gethin Lewis and Thomas Lima are all out there with their 4th sheep.
Yeah, well, there's nothing really separating the field at the moment. All these shearers are having a little bit of trouble in their own right, but all the same, they've learnt the skills to keep these sheep under control, and they're shearing along very, very well. Over that last side and down and out the flank goes Smith on 1. Right out for the tips of the toes, and once again, a beautifully shorn sheep or the boy on 1. Bradley finishes the long blow. She'll take the cheek wall and down and over the brisket she goes. Having a very, very good shear, the girl on 2. Fit finishes the long blow as well. He'll take the cheek wall and head for home. And down the last side he'll go. Smith, 5th and final sheep on the board for him. Down the first egg he goes. Norm, these shearers, they're going well.
Yeah, they're going well. Laura Bradley just had to pull the head through to keep it under control, but what another beautifully shorn sheep on stand number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely polished as she works her way out onto the hind leg. Just about to head in for sheep number 5, Laura Bradley, and the local fella, Leroy Pitt there. In goes Laura. Sheep number 5 on the board for Laura Bradley. Ooh, Gethin Lewis, he's started to swing into it. The big Welshman down the far side. Sheep 5 on the board for Gethin. Sheep 5 on the board for Leroy Pitt this time. So the 5th and final sheep out for most of these guys. Thomas Lima, 1 or 2 more shots, and he's in for the 5th and final sheep. But Ramon Smith, last front shoulder of the last one. Down the last side he pulls. 2 big blows into the back leg. Right out to the toe with this one. So our timekeepers will be set to stop the clock after this one on stand number 1. Leading the field home. Was pretty close, but got a good advantage. Well done, Ramon Smith, sheep number 5, done and dusted. The rest of the field with their 5th and final sheep on the board. And it looks like the Englishman, Ross Thompson, on stand 4. As far as speed goes, he's going to be looking for the button next. Down the last side, he'll pull very shortly. He's just got to get the fribs off under that front leg if the sheep will let him, of course. Jigging and jiving there in his arms. And down he comes. It cost him a wee few seconds there and just allowed the Welshman to come back at him, Laura Bradley to come back at him. Down comes Laura, Leroy Pitt there as well, the local man on stand 3. Last shepherd is on the board for these guys. Ross Thompson, right out to the toe, reaches for the button. Well done, Ross. Gethin Lewis, good strong finish from the Welshman as he slides out over the tail. And he'll reach for the button very shortly, but Leroy Pitt just beats him to the punch. Button time for both these shearers on 3 and 5. Laura Bradley finishing touches, and she stops her clock as well on stand number 2. Thomas Lima, he's going to have the last say in the second heat of the Powerco Senior. Right out over the tail for Thomas. Hits the button. Well done, Thomas. Heat 2. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. They had to wait and muck around while we sorted the computer. Not sure if it's ready to go yet, but won't be too far away.
All right, thanks very much, Norm.
Pressing.
You good to go with your next heat?
Yes, so we'll get Barney Cummings, Brandon Maguire-Ratama, Lionel Tomato, Jade Maguire-Ratama, Mark Taylor, Geordie Grant up on the stand now, please, in those stands. So,
Thanks.
yeah.
Good. Thanks very much, Norm. Right, back down here until they're ready for action up that way. Oh, Cordo, look at these young fellas. It was all brute strength, wasn't it? There's no real pattern and plan there, but they're just going to give it some stick. So we've got the 2 Gordon boys down here, Adam and Joseph. He's on the broom now. He mightn't be able to find that if it was at home or the Lux, but he can find it here in the wool shed. Adam comes diving back. It's Crankdown time. Cora, what's happening on your press down here?
Well, we're going to come back at it, ladies and gentlemen. This is a rivalry between these Masterton boys. They're all built like bricks. They're really going to get into it. One guy is doing all the thinking, one of the other one's doing all the work. Here we go. We got John Hodder's Mokopuna on this, grandchildren on this side. Gerald into these, oh, the Gordons are coming back at him. Here's the Gordon boys, they're getting into it. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, get them behind the Gordon boys. They're going to go. I think they're going to run out of energy, these fellas. Gerald, they look like they're just going ballistic.
They're giving it everything. They're taking a glance now to say how much further to go. You're getting close to the home straight now. The box has gone on. Press 1 for Willie Gordon and Tane Matthews. But the local lads, they've got a few ribbons already. Especially Adam, he's taking a couple home. He wants another one. Here we go. It's starting to hurt now, ladies and gentlemen. The burn is starting to arrive.
We have a green light here, guys, please. We'll just get this heat underway. Thank you. From the pressing floor, Cordell Mullins and Gerald Spain. We'll just get the shearers on the board, please. We've got the green light. Let's rock and roll. Heat no. Let's have Dennis Goodwin, Linton Palmer, Jan Renee Hartman, David Gordon, Ricky Stevens, Karipa Tomohi. Please up to the seats at the foot of the stage, to the left of the stage. Those guys can come and sit up there, please, just so our marshals know you're here and ready to rock and roll. That'll be the next heat. That'll be heat 4. Heat 5 will be Flynn Harvey, Louise Pincole, Daniel Berger, Alex Smith, Elgin Jones, Simon Goss. That's heat 5. Heat 4 needs to be at the foot of the stairs. This is heat 3 on the stage. Let's get them out on the board, please. Barney's ready. Brandon, where are you, Brandon? And Geordie Grant. Okay. We have the green light, and the referee will give us the thumbs up as soon as he's checked.
It's looking good here, Gerald. Look at these boys on press number 1, Willie and Tane. Tane Nuiarangi, they've put the pins upside down so the badge won't lift. Who told them that, John Hodder? Who told them to do the pins like that? That's very clever. Look at the side of the pins. That bale ain't going nowhere because it's the thing holding it.
Just jump in there, Cordell. We'll get these guys going and then we'll go back down to the pressing floor. So timekeepers ready. Competitors, set, go. And away they go with the first of 5 sheep. So let's get back down there. Sounds like it's all go down there with Gerald and Cordell. Take us away, boys.
All right, cheers, Norm. Yeah, it's razzle-dazzle time. It's starting to heat up. The black coffee with no milk in it starting to really hit the bloodstream. Here we go, the Gordon boys, Adam and Joseph. Adam says, oh, jolly, here's a problem. They're going to have to improvise, boys. They got the call from the referee, who they know very well, that we're going to do a 170 bail, and they looked sideways. I said, that's the call. You're going to have to earn your keep here at the Golden Shears as they start hoisting it in, and they've got the hardest one. That's the one they've got to get in. That's the tough one in the middle. Now they've got to haul that, make it nice and tidy at the same time. Oh, Cordo, what are they doing here? Tane's having a bit of a clean up, he says. We'll get this nice and clean.
Now that's using your roro, isn't it? Look at the way they've turned the pins upside down so it's locked there, can't move anymore.
Wow.
These boys are more than pressers, ladies and gentlemen. They've been to school. They've studied the dynamics, the science of wool pressing. Woo. The bale is starting to come out now, these boys. Here he goes, Tane the man. Willie Gordon, they're getting ready. Whoa, here comes the Gordon boys, Gerald. These other guys are coming back at him. Smart as.
Here we go. She's all good. We've got running time of 10 minutes, 30 seconds. You got all these locals here, ladies and gentlemen.
Masterton.
Oh, the hands are up here.
Ronnie King, please, to the announcer's desk. Ronnie King.
Go, boys, go. That's it.
The bale's got to be standing up.
No shortcuts even under all this panic. Come on, Joseph, tidy it up, mate, tidy it up. Adam's giving them the call. Adam's on fire at the moment. Results builds confidence, and confidence builds results. He's already got 2 red sashes from the Golden Shears, and he's looking for more.
I think the Gordon boys would have to be the tidiest.
I'm getting puffed just
The
commentating.
fellas are a bit rough.
I'm getting exhausted commentating. It's that high powered around here. I'm going to get my old jumper off. Very good. Great start. We'll come back to the weigh-in in a wee minute. Thanks.
We're going to the bale weights. Carry on.
Thank you, guys. She's all go down there. So another heat of pressing done, looking for the weight of the bales up on the stage. We have the Wairarapa boys down, Brandon and Jade rather it is, over the last front shoulder. But Lionel Tomata steps into the pen very shortly for sheep number 3. Geordie Grant from Amberley there. In and out he goes. So Geordie just a couple of seconds ahead of Lionel. The rest of the field following in their wake. So the third sheep on the board on stands 3 and 6. The last front shoulder for the Southland boys on the front 2 stands. Barney Cummings, Big Barney, and Brandon Wairarapa. Down he comes.
Sorry, Norm.
Right out onto the back leg.
Sorry, Norm. Angeline Kahu, can you go out the back, please? Angeline, go out the back, please. Rightio, we young Brendan Wairarapa. Bit of a niggler there on that last side. He's in for a third sheep. But who's leading the field at the moment is the young fella down there on stand number 6. Geordie Grant, one of the boys from the South Island. Finishes the long blow and he'll take the cheek. Will head over the last side and down and out the flank. Brendan Wairarapa. Oh, Brendan.
Bale weights,
Down
boys.
the belly he goes.
Bale weights.
Where you go, guys?
Right, so the bale from the stand up here, which was Willie Gordon and Tane Matthews, come in. We're looking for the 170 again, folks. Coming at a 166. That's very respectable, 166. So the bale sitting in front of us, it hasn't hit the scales yet, is Adam and Joseph Gordon. So this will be interesting to see how close they can get to the 170. At this stage, Coro, no pulling on the pin, so if that's any sign, it would say it's too light.
65. 165.
165. 162.
Norm, what's your bale weight? The other one was 167.
So was that for the Gordon boys?
This
Yes.
bale here. No, what's this bale?
Oh, I reckon it's about 171. It's going to be close.
Here we go.
I'm one. What did I go?
60.
Can I change?
I'm 162. I'm thinking with the less damage on the wall pack.
I'm 166. I'll stay with 166.
Let's do that. Here we go. Adam Gordon, Joseph Gordon, your Masterton boys. Are they going to create a moment? A perfect storm, maybe. Remembering, folks, you lose less points for a heavy bale than you do for a light bale because you've had to do more work to get the wool in it. Your young men here full of brute strength and fire. We're looking for 170. They pulled out a 173.5.
I think I won that one, boys. I think I won that one.
Yeah, we owe you one there, Norm. Well done.
DB, thanks.
We'll know those results soon, and the top 2 teams will go through to the big final, which we'll have in about half an hour once everyone's recovered. Thank you. Back to the shearing. Thanks, Norm and Kerry.
No worries. Thank you, guys. Cordell Mullins, Gerald Spain down there on the pressing floor. Back up on the shearing board, it is the Powerco Senior. And it looks like big Lionel Tomata in the middle there on stand 3. Leads the field at the stage. His 5th and final sheep on the board. And he's away through the long blow. Sweeping up towards the back of the head. Another couple of shots and the big fella is going to turn for home. Real competitive young shearer, this guy. Down over the last front shoulder, he rolls. One sheep ahead of Brandon Wairarapa almost. Or he is now, but Brandon, with that great quality job he has, we won't count him out. Right down the back leg for Lionel, shearing beautifully, chucking the steel, and over it goes and out it hops. Time taken there on stand number 3 from Lionel. Well done, mate. Well done. Lionel Tomata, of course, ladies and gentlemen, from the deep south. Brandon Wairarapa behind him, ladies and gentlemen, from the deep south. Jade Wairarapa, Barney Cummings from the deep south. Mark Taylor, Geordie Grant from the deep south. Go the south, boys. Go the south. Jade Wairarapa hits the time clock as time is taken. Geordie Grant right there from Amberley Over the tail he goes and out it rocks. Time clock stopped there for Geordie. Well done. Mark Taylor swings through the long blow. Another couple of shots he'll be turning for home. Big Barney Cummings on stand number 1. Turns for home as well. Cheeks off. Southland Shearers shearing very, very well. And they have done all season, these guys. They've had a ding-dong battle throughout the season down south. Northern Southland Shears, Balclutha, Winton, Gore. These guys have been at them all. And a few up here as well. So great to see them performing with distinction. Barney Cummings sweeps out on the back leg. Mark Taylor stands and stretches his back. And Barney, time clock stop for Barney. Brandon Maguire to Mar. Second last year in the intermediate. Hits the button and out it goes. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. That was heat number 3 of the Powerco Senior. Heat 4 can take the stage. Stand 6, Kiripa Tomohi. Stand 5, Ricky Stevens. Stand 4, David Gordon. Stand number 3 will be Jan Renee Hartman. On 2 we'll have Linton Palmer. On stand number 1, Dennis Goodwin. Yeah, no, I knew that. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's what someone said.
So, Norm, while we're waiting for the next event, we watched the speech here last night, and what a wonderful spectacle, and I'm privileged to be standing beside the men that took it out. Morena, tēnā koe pai rāta, Abraham. How are you feeling at this time? Because there's a big event coming up for you later on today.
Very well, thank you, Koro. And just for the record, there was a huge amount of oil on the board, which resulted in the animal sliding off. So it was nothing to do with me. It was all the oil. Yes, it is.
I watched a little bit, and that's because of the live streaming and took us there. And I saw your sheep, but it looked like you actually got, you might have went into a bit of a trance. Did you realize? You just stood there and you didn't know what was going on. What happened?
All I could visualize was the animal coming off the board, and when I pressed for 5 years on all those crankdowns, I used to laugh at shearers that lost sheep off the board, but because of that litre of oil from the shearer before me, that's why it slipped off.
Oh, it was somebody else's fault. We still got a red light. So Cam Ferguson hit the button too, but he didn't push the button properly, did he?
Yeah, to be totally honest, I had to go and do some cleaning. I cleaned up around the show after that, so I didn't quite see what was going on, Do the mahi.
Oh, no, it was great. And the sponsors last night, that was good to have the sponsors here. We've still got a red light, ladies and gentlemen, so we're just using a little bit of time. We've got the opportunity for the Open Shearing Champion tomorrow night to go to France. Pai rata, I think you're capable of being that person.
Oh, thank you, Koro. I appreciate the compliment. There's a lot of us that are capable, and a lot of it just, it's a competition. We're all here to compete, and may the best man win.
Well, it's gearing up, Norm, to be a magnificent Golden Shears this year. We've had record entries all the way through. We've had to close entries, so this is how much the Golden Shears is permeating and getting bigger as we go. Back to you, Norm.
Thanks, Koro. And yes, you did, right? Another fantastic year at the Golden Shears here in Masterton. Congratulations to Pairata Abraham, last night's winner. Can we have Logan Kamura to the announcer's desk, please, Logan, if you can come and see us. Just waiting. There's another wee problem. It's only going to take a couple of seconds to fix for this heat. This is heat 4 on the board. Can we please have heat 5 to the seats at the foot of the stairs? Flynn Harvey, Luis Pincol, Daniel Berger, Alex Smith, Elgin Jones, and Simon Goss. Can you guys please come and assemble so our marshals know you're there at the foot of the stairs? That will be heat 5. 7 heats in total in the Powerco Senior this year, all looking for a spot in the top 18. 3 heat semi-final. So heat 5 need to come and assemble at the foot of the stairs, please. Heat 4 on the board. Jan's just tried to sabotage the timing gear. So they're fixing it.
Okay, Norm, just a bit of a fill-in. We often talk about people that donate their time, their expertise, and Pairata, this year, you and your team went out and did a lot of crutching preparation sheep for the Golden Shears, didn't you?
Yes, we did. Koro. We went out to Hikorangi Station, which is heading out the Kawerau Dam way, and then also to Don McRae's to prepare all the open sheep. So
I saw the novice shearing this year, and I think it was a wonderful thing that the committee done. They took the belly off the novice sheep. We've never done that before, but what are your thoughts on that?
yeah, we actually prepared those as well. After we did the speed shear sheep, and then also the novice shearing. I think it's fantastic. It just, because obviously the novice grade is they're not very experienced, so just giving them an animal that anybody can shear, I thought it was a great idea. And you could see in the time koro, it wasn't as long as it could be, so it was a good move, I thought.
So all the sheep that are prepared for the Golden Shears, how many people are actually involved in the preparation? Because we're dealing with an animal that's very valuable, and that the pre-crutching, we take the little bit of the belly off and around the teats. So that's a massive amount of work, isn't it? How many of you guys were involved?
Yes, it is, and we were only one of the local shearing contractors. There was at least 4 of us, but I just basically went from work, and I told the workers that they were in for a surprise this afternoon, and we went to the next shed and started preparing animals. So no, they were pretty cool about it. We took a full crew. I sort of set the standard. They followed suit. I got them to set the first sheep up as if they were going to shear it, and then they could get a good look at it and see, oh, actually, I wouldn't be happy with that. And then that way they were able to sort of register that, hey, we need to do it properly. No, I was very thankful for the help. Otherwise, I'd be doing it by myself.
Well, that's what's involved with the Golden Shears, ladies and gentlemen. It's beaming live out into the World Wide Web. There is so much people that get in behind it. And there's that big, wonderful word called ka aroha. It's all about love of the industry. So, Pairata, thank you very much. I believe we are just about ready to get underway. Back to you, Norm.
Thank you, and a green light it is. Thank you, Pairata, and all the work you guys do. Heat 4, the Powerco Senior. Timekeepers ready. Competitors, set, go. Away we go, heat number 4. So we've just had a couple of wee issues in the senior grade this year, but a big thanks to Lance's team and the IT guys for the work they do. Just keeping on top of things. We don't want any more problems, so those guys do a fantastic job year in and year out here at the Golden Shears. First sheep on the board of 5, Dennis Goodwin. South Islander on stand number 1. Linton Palmer, South Islander on stand 2. From Germany on 3, Jan Rene Hartmann. David Gordon, a good young shearer that man is, on stand number 4. From Masterton, Ricky Stevens from Napier. Great shearer, great woolhandler, great presser. And Karipa Tomohi, he's another South Island shearer down there on the far stand. The big fella winds his way up the backbone of the sheep, steps across, leading the field into the base of the ear. And another shot, Karipa Tomohi will turn home. He's from a very well-known shearing family down in the South Island. David Gordon from a very well-known shearing family and wool-handling family here in Masterton. He turns for home as well, as does Ricky Stevens. Down under the league for Karipa Tomohi, though. Wipes the wall off the last side. Another few shots, and he'll be heading out onto the back leg. There he is, right under the hamstring, out to the toe. Another couple of shots, and he'll be looking for sheep number 2. The time clock says 1 minute and 20 seconds. In goes Karipa Tomohi. Kerry, another one on the board. In goes Ricky Stevens and David Gordon as well. So not much between those back 3 shearers, not much between the front 3.
No, it's a pretty close heat, this one. And once again, we are looking for that top 18 for the semi-final. Sheep number 2 on the board for the boys on 4, 5 and 6. And Linton Palmer, the boy from the deep south, the heart of the Southland, the Dipton boy. Off comes the belly, down the first egg he goes. Dennis Goodwin, the man down here on 1. Second sheep on the board for him, and off comes the belly. Down the first egg he goes, but it's the boys on 5 and 6 at the moment, leading the way. Up round the shoulders they go, trimming Syme on the backside of the leg. Down and into the long blow goes Tamahu. Winding himself up, shearing along pretty well too, the young fella down there on stand 6. Takes the cheek well and down and over the brisket he'll go. Ricky Stevens said, not without me you don't, mate, not without me. And the young fella from Germany, Hartmann, down and into the long blow. He says, I'm right there too, boys, don't forget about me. Finishes the long blow and he'll take the cheek well down and over the brisket. The boy from Dipton, the boy on stand number 2. Finishes the long blow, takes the cheek well and down and over the brisket he goes. Good one, he says, I'm right there as well, boys, don't forget about me. Over that final shoulder, down and out the flank. This is a pretty hot pace, this one, Norm.
3 minutes and 5 seconds gone on the clock. Jan hops in for his third sheep on stand number 3. But the pace is on the back 3 stands, and it looks like David Gordon just snuck out in the front as he slides down into the first hind leg. Fires a couple of big blows up the backbone of the sheep and what we call the undermine, and heads for the top of the head. Linton Palmer's out. Dennis Goodwin from Geraldine on stand number 1. Great to see Dennis here. The big fella backs onto the board. He finds a forward gear, and away he goes down the belly. Up the neck for Ricky Stevens, up the neck for Karipa Tomohi, but around into the first front shoulder for David Gordon, just stretching the lead by a shot or 2 now as he hits the long blow. A couple of short blows and a big sweeping blow right through to the base of the ear. Over the backbone he'll go and he'll turn for home. The next shearer to him would be Karipa Tomohi, probably, and Ricky Stevens. Not much between 5 and 6. Third sheep on the board, right across the board. Dennis Goodwin, up the neck. The big long-legged fella goes up the neck before he steps into the crutch, but he gets around the back of the head and then he'll step into the crutch. Something that a lot of shearers are a wee bit short in the wheelbase will do. Dennis, of course, he's not the tallest man in the world, but he's got a big motor, this guy. Good sheared shearer, good solid operator. Way up the long blow he sweeps. Linton Palmer swings around the Southland boy on stand number 2, and away into the long blow he goes. Jan Rene Hartmann out on the board with sheep number 4. Ricky Stevens, sheep 4 on the board for Ricky. And Karipa Tomohi as well, sheep number 4 out on the board. But David Gordon, Kerry up the neck. 1 sheep left in the pen for David, shearing nicely. Just worked himself out into a comfortable sort of a lead there. And this is where he likes to be, is David Gordon. He's been really competitive in the last few shows. He's won a couple and made most of the finals.
Yeah, these guys that are starting to shine through, aren't they? Just that 4 sheep on the board, that's where they start pulling away from the field, these better shearers in the senior. Just mindful that these guys, they need to keep their job. They need to keep that quality points up. These judges, they are mean. They are willing to take any little smidgen they can off these shearers. Yeah, the young fella Hartmann from Germany, bit of a niggler, down and over the last side he goes. Once again, the quality points very, very good in this field. Under the final shoulder, down and out the flank they go. Stands 3 and 4, nothing separating them at the moment. Down and out the flank, 1 more. Ooh, niggle there, niggle by Stevens. David Gordon, sorry, out to the flank he goes. Finishing touches for him, the young fella from Germany, Hartmann, into the pen he goes. 5th and final sheep on the board. Tamaho, he said, not without me, you don't, boys. Into the pen he goes. Ricky Stevens in as well. 5th and final sheep on the board for him. Shearing along well, these boys. Linton Palmer, that's pride of the South Island, Norm. You don't get much more pride than the Dipton boy, do you?
Down over the last front shoulder he rolls. Linton Palmer, like you say, from the deep south. Clears off under the front leg. Right down into the flank on the last side he goes. He's been chasing the competitions around. As Linton Palmer, he's been reaping the rewards too. Had a couple of wins And a lot of finals down there, down the chute with sheep number 4. He's got 5 coming out on the board. 5th and final one on the board also for Dennis Goodwin, and that'll have the whole field on 5. Dennis backs out onto the board and down the last side for David Gordon on sheep 5. Round comes Karipa Tamohi as well, but David Gordon got it in the bag as far as pace goes. Another couple of shots and a time clock stop there for the local man. David Gordon, one of our strongest senior grade shearers probably. He can stretch his back. Karipa Tamohi just has to lay his sheep down just to get over the tail. Another couple of shots for the big fella, and out it goes. Sheep 5, done and dusted for Karipa as well. Ricky Stevens, Jan Rene Hartmann, finishing touches there. Jan from Germany, Ricky from Napier. And it'll leave a couple of boys from the south to have the last say in this heat number 4. Heat 5, they need to be at the stairs ready to go. Most of them are Flynn Harvey, Louise Pinkcole, Daniel Berger, Alex Smith, Elgin Jones, and Simon Goss. Ready to rock and roll. That will be heat 5. We'll get them up on the stage very shortly. So. Oh, Burgee, that's what I was going to ask you. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Dan. Elgin Jones, can you come and see me, please, from Wales? You're in the next heat. Can you come and see me? Okay, on the board, guys. Yes. Oh, okay. Yep. That's not good. Okay, so that was heat number 4. Heat 5. Simon Goss on 6. Elgin Jones 5. Alex Smith 4. Daniel Berger on 3. Louise Pinkcole 2. Flynn Harvey, stand number 1. Quick look. And we'll be underway. So another good lineup, heat number 5. Heat 6, they need to be at the foot of the stairs, please. Sarah Higgins, Duncan Higgins, Pauline Bollet, and Cody Grieg will be heat number 6 if they can make their way just to the foot of the stairs, please, for their heat next. This is the Powerco Senior Shearing Heats, heat number 5, folks. About to wind into it. Looking for a spot in the semi-finals, of course. We have a green light, guys. We'll get you on the board, please. Shearers to their doors. Thumbs up from the referee. Green light from the points table. Timekeepers ready. Competitors set, go. Away we go, Kerry. Another good heat of senior grade shearers. Young Flynn Harvey on stand number 1 from Kaitaia. Way down the belly he goes. Luis Pinkcole from Chile in South America. Shearing in out of Waimate at the moment. Daniel Berger from Mahuroa up near Warkworth there. Alex Smith, the Rakaya Flyer on stand at number 4. Elgin Jones from Wales and Simon Goss from Palmerston North down there on stand number 6. So the pace will be reasonably hot this time around as well. Up the neck they come. Flynn Harvey opens it up. Slides underneath the chin. Cheek comes off and he'll throw another big uppercut at it. But swinging around into the long blow already is the Welshman on stand number 5. Got the steel fly on this young man as he pumps in towards the base of the ear and he turns for home already. Elgin Jones. Simon Goss long blow time as well. Alex Smith just swings into the long blow. The Rakaya man on stand number 4. A lot of talent up on the shearing stage, ladies and gentlemen, right now, as is all these heats are full of talented young athletes. Elgin Jones, the Welshman, right out to the toe on the last side. 1 minute and 15 seconds gone on the clock. Another couple of shots. If that sheep will let him, of course, and it's having a bit of an argument about the whole deal, but Elgin will finish it off. Simon Goss, he's got the head forward. Alex manages to keep it in the right position. Oh, well, he did. I must have jinxed him there a bit. Right out to the toe. Stands 5 and 6. Elgin Jones, Simon Goss on the board with their second sheep. About a minute and a half. Finishing touches for Alex Smith. Finishing touches for Daniel Berger. Louis Pincole in and out of the pen. And Flynn Harvey about to head in as well. Daniel Berger. Beautifully shorn sheep on stand number 3. Into the pen he steps. Flynn Harvey back onto the board with sheep number 2. So the whole lot with sheep 2 on the board, Kerry. But it looks like stand number 6, Simon Goss, leading the field as far as speed goes.
Yeah, it's a bit of a ho-hum start on this first one. A couple of these shearers just had a little bit of trouble with those sheep, just not getting so much away on them, but just giving them a little bit of grief, giving them a bit of jandle. I see the young fella Jones, the boy from Wales, down there on stand number 5. He's got a bit of a niggler once again. And up round the neck he goes. He's got to take a little bit of time, a little bit of composure, get that ewe under control again. Second sheep on the board for these boys, working their way around the shoulder. All these shearers pretty much working along with each other. Goss down on stand number 6, leading the way. Down and out the flank he goes, right out to the tips of the toes. Beautiful shearing sheep these girls are. Right out to the tips of the toes he goes, and he said, boys, I'm in there for my third one. Out and on to the board he goes. 0.6 on the board already. Beautiful scores, these boys. Incredible second cuts. There's very, very minimal points being taken off these sheep. And down and out the flank, Flynn Harvey on 1. Beautifully shorn sheep as well. Lewis Pentacole, the boy from Chile. Into the pen he goes. He'll be looking for that top 18. Shorn very, very well in the South Island, ladies and gentlemen. Hardly missed the final this year. Down and out the flank goes, who's on 3? Alex Smith. Once again, the Rakaya Flyer, the boys call him. Into the pen he goes. He's from your part of the world, Norm. He's a good boy, isn't he?
Certainly is. Top-notch young fella. Top of the head comes off for him. So just while watching these guys work their way through the field of 5 sheep, the 2019 Golden Shears Farmlands and Wool Packs New Zealand sponsored pairs wool pressing that we just witnessed, the semi-final. We have the results for that and the top 2 teams that will compete in the final, which is coming up very shortly. In qualifying order, Jeremy and Vincent Goodger. Congratulations to those guys, and Adam and Joseph Gordon. So well done to the Goodgers and the Gordons, ladies and gentlemen. That's the way. Put your hands together. Looking forward to seeing the pairs wool pressing final, which will be very shortly. So back on the board, Kerry, working our way into what, sheep number 4, some of these guys, or they're down the end anyway.
Yeah, sheep number 4 on the board for Simon Goss, down there on the stand number 6. Off comes the belly, down the first leg he go. Undermine time for him. The boy Jones from Wales. He's got another big ewe on the board. Beautiful shearing sheep these are, ladies and gentlemen. It is a real credit to the Masterton farmers. These are cracking sheep, and these boys, they know exactly what to do with it. Out goes sheep number 3, in there for 4. The young fella, Daniel Berger, down the last side he goes, out to the tips of the toes. The boy from Chile, into the pen he goes, Lewis Pentagold. Off comes the belly, he'll go, and down the first egg. Harvey on 1. Belly well done for him. Undermine time, and he'll take the top knot. Step and break, that neck will open, but it's still the boy down there on 6. 4 sheep on the board. 1 more in the pen for these boys. Pretty cracking pace down there, set by the young fella on 6, Norm.
Certainly is. Simon Goss finishing touches to sheep number 4. 1 left in the pen for Simon. And over the tail with number 4. Out the hole it rolls. In and out of the pen he comes. His 5th and final sheep on the board. 6 minutes and 5 seconds gone on the clock for Simon for 4 rather. 5 on the board.
Under the final shoulder and down and out the flank goes Smith. But it's still the young fella, Simon Goss, down there on 6. 5th and final sheep on the board. The fellow Jones from Wales. 5th and final sheep on the board for him. Belly will chuck clear. Down the first leg you go. But it's still Simon Goss, works his way around the shoulder. Didn't quite have everything he liked on that sheep. And the girl just give him a bit of a niggle, but he's pretty handy shearer. Under control again, he says, I want to be in that top 18. I want to make that semi-final. In fact, I want to make the final. This is my title, he goes. And finishes a long blow, and he'll shake that cheek wall. Down and over the brisket he goes. Daniel Berger. Bit of a niggler there. Under control again, Lewis Pentagold, 5th and final sheep on the board. Flynn Harvey, 5th and final sheep on the board for him. Undermine time, and he'll step up, break the neck will open. Daniel Berger still having a bit of a tussle with that ewe, but it's going to be the young fella down there on stand number 5 in this qualifying heat. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, Simon Goss.
Well done, Simon. So Elgin Jones, the Welshman, down the last side, he pours as well. He might be the next man finished. Another few shots from the Welshman. And he'll be looking for the button as well. The 5th and final sheep on the board also for Alex Smith. And Flynn Harvey up the front here. And Daniel Bridges still got his 5th one in the pen. That sheep still hasn't finished with Daniel. Ooh, you wee honey, he's saying. You wee beauty. Just having trouble getting hold of that head. Now he's got it sorted, under control. Didn't have to turn his handpiece off. Well done. Alex Smith, done and dusted on stand number 4. And Flynn Harvey, the young man from Kaitaia, all sorted as well as he can straighten his back. So Daniel Berger didn't need a sheep like that. Calling it all sorts of names he was. And back out onto the board. This 5th and final sheep, he'd be a bit disappointed with that, but unfortunately, that is the way it goes sometimes. Luis Pincol from South America. Another couple of shots to wee Chilean. We'll be looking for the button as well. Luis been shearing around the competition and the circuit in New Zealand for a couple of 3 years now. He's going pretty good. And out the hole it goes. Well done, Luis. And Daniel Berger steps through and up the neck on his last sheep from Ahoro. Up north. Around the back of the head. First front shoulder from this man in the Powerco sponsored event. Like I said earlier, if you caught that one, Powerco just spent $4.6 million on upgrading and their power network around the Wairarapa. Great to see them have a wee bit extra to invest in this, the senior grade shearing here at the Golden Shears. Well done to Powerco. Right out to the hind leg for Daniel Berger. Another couple of shots. He'll be a bit disappointed with that, but oh hell, I'll tell you what, he's done a good quality job. Two's out the back, which is pretty sharp. Give them a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. As they leave the stage, that was Heat 5. And we can have Heat 6 on the board. On stand 4, we'll have Cody Greig. Stand 3, Pauline Bollet. Stand 2, Duncan Higgins. And on 1, Duncan's sister, Sarah Higgins. And Heat 7, the last heat in the Powerco Senior, need to be seated, please, just down the foot of the stairs. That'll be Daniel Seed, Josh Harding, Paul Swan, and Joseph Winders. So a couple of female shearers up there this time. Great to see the girls having a go. They've worked their way up the grades into the senior grade. Yep. 2 heats of 4, yep. Sarah Higgins from Marlborough, Pauline Bollet from Canada. Both these girls have been here before, so great to see them back at the Golden Shears. We have a green light from up the back. We'll get the shearers at the door, please.
I'll take two of them.
Go with the spot in it, so.
Oh, I'm puffed. Oh, I'm dying from that last one. Yeah, they're massive.
Philip, can you pop down here? Okay, so we have the green light and the thumbs up for this heat. Heat number 6 of the Powerco Senior. Timekeepers ready. Competitors set, go.
Into the pen they go. Once again, these shearers, they will be looking for that top 18. Just 4 in this heat. On stand number 1, we got Duncan Higgins will take 2. Pauline Bollet will take 3, and Cody Greig will take stand number 4. Once again, as I said, the top 18 we are looking for, and once again, we need to thank our sponsors for this event, Powerco and Bankview Station, for these beautiful shearing sheep, aren't they? They really are cracking sheep, aren't they, ladies and gentlemen? And these shearers, they know exactly what to do with it. Up around the shoulders they go. Cody Greig, the young fella down there on for his head. I'm the first one into the long blow, guys. Round the shoulders he goes, and he'll take the cheek wall. Head for home, and Sarah goes, not without me, yarn boys, not without me. She's a very, very good shearer. The girl from Blenheim. She'll finish the long blow and take that cheek wall. Down and over the brisket she'll go. Duncan Higgins, brother and sister, they are on 1 and 2. Under that final shoulder, down and out the flank they go, but it's still the boy on 1. Cody Greig, right out to the tips of the toes he goes. Under that final shoulder, down and out the flank, Pauline and the girl from Canada. Out to the flank she goes. The Higginses, blow for blow at the moment, but Cody Greig, he'll be the first one in there for his second sheep. 5 in the pen to shear, ladies and gentlemen. This is the action time. It is the round that really counts. It is the round they're looking for, that top 18. Into the pen they go. Second sheep on the board. Down the first there, Cody Greig. Undermine time for him. He says, I want to be top qualifier, guys. Undermine time, and he'll take the top knot. Step and break, the neck will open. Sarah Higgins down the first there. She goes very, very round. Known for her top quality job. Undermine time. Oh, undermine time for her. Well done, Sarah. Well kept under control. Duncan Higgins. Undermine time for him. Steps up and breaks that neck wide open. Works his way around the shoulder. Pauline Belay. She's up there as well. Works her way around the shoulder. Round the back of the ears, and she'll take the trimming down and into the long blow. Cody Gregg says, I'm already there, boys. I'm already there. Finishes the long blow, takes the cheek wool and down and over the brisket he'll go. Second sheep on the board for these shearers. Duncan Higgins. Bit of a niggler there. Bit of a niggler and good shearing, Duncan. Well done, my man. Takes the cheek wool and down and over the brisket he go. Takes the trimming on the top side of the leg, under that final leg, down and out the flank. Sarah Higgins right there as well. Under that final flank and down and out the flank they go. Shearers 1, 2 and 3 and 4. Nothing really separating them. Cody Gregg into the pen he goes. Sheep number 3 on the board for him. Out onto the board he comes. Pulls the cord. Off comes the belly. Change a handpiece there for Sarah. I'm not sure if she's happy or just wants to try out that next comb. One would hope she wants to try out another comb. Into the pen she goes. Duncan Higgins in there for sheep number 3 as well, but it's still the young fella down on stand number 4 leading the way at the moment. Cody Gregg into the pen he goes. Up the neck, breaks that neck will open, takes the cheek wool and works his way around the shoulder. Takes the trimming on the top side of the leg and down and into the long blow he goes. Works his way around and he'll drop down into the long blow. Beautiful shearing those sheep they are. Bankview Station, once again a credit to these farmers, Norm. They are beautiful looking sheep.
Oh, no doubt about that. These Bankview ewes. Big thanks to Andy Marriott and the team out there at Bankview. Real credit to them, all right. So just a note to the guys out the back in the pens, there'll be 5 shearers in the next heat. 5 shearers in the next heat, please. So Sarah Higgins under the front leg on stand number 1. Duncan Higgins, brother and sister up there from Marlborough on stands 1 and 2. Cody Gregg hops in for his 4th sheep, so leading the field at this stage. Pauline Bollet, she's not a bad wee shearer, this girl, as she sweeps down the last side, right down to the hind leg. Another couple of shots for Pauline, and she'll be in for 4 as well. Sarah Higgins in and out with the 4th sheep. Duncan and Pauline together. Change of steel for Pauline. Another comb on, another handpiece, and out she comes with sheep number 4. Cody Gregg from Levin leading the way. Turning into the first hind leg for Duncan Higgins, into the first hind leg for Pauline Bollet, but up round the back of the head and into the front shoulder for Cody Gregg. 1 sheep left in the pen for the whole field. Top knot coming off now for the Canadian on stand number 3. Up the neck she steps. Breaks it open, but long blow time. Way over the backbone for Cody Gregg, and he turns for home. 1 sheep left. Not far from going in, looking for it is Cody on stand 4.
Might just jump in there, Norm, if that's all right.
Yeah, go for
You're
it,
good,
Gerald.
thanks, buddy. Right. Basically, this is one of our last big finals before our evening program tonight, when we're going to have the individuals under the bright lights. So the big final down here, it's the pairs pressing, okay? Worth a watch. So we've got on press 1, we've got Jeremy Goodcher and Vinny Goodcher, okay? Master blasters, experience, wisdom, age, been round the block a few times, all of those big fancy things you can say. Over here we've got a couple of locals as well. We've got Adam and Joseph Gordon, another set of your youngsters born and bred here in Masterton. Both of them in the semis to do a bar of 173. Okay, that's why they're both here. However, the 2 youngsters here, full of all their muscles and testosterone and the likes, took 2 minutes longer. You listening, fellas? You took 2 minutes longer. That's going to set up a real good ding-dong battle. Rightio. I am ready, and I'm very sure they are. The officials are ready. Presses. On your marks, get set, go. Here we go. We'll just get them underway. Norm, I'll go back to you for a wee minute.
Thanks, Gerald. So it is the last sheep on the board for Cody Grigg, and he's just about to bring heat number 6 to a close. Down and off he comes. Hits a cord. Time clock stop. Well done, Cody. Out it pops. Last shoulder time for Duncan now. Who he didn't want his sister to finish before him, or Pauline, of course. He had to get into gear a bit, and down on the back leg he sweeps. Another couple of shots, and Duncan will be looking for the cord or the button
we've got
first.
the call.
Yep. Button first, so heat 6 about to come to a close in the Powerco Senior. Duncan Higgins can stand and stretch his back. Sarah Higgins finishing touches. Pauline Bollet finishing touches. And we'll have heat number 7. They're waiting in the wings. Pauline just had to lay that one down, and over the tail she goes. Hits the red button. Time clock stop. Give them a hand, ladies and gentlemen. And 2 of our senior grade female shearers all done and dusted. So the last heat to take the stand in the Powerco sponsored senior. William Tahiri on stand number 5, Joseph Winders on 4, Paul Swan on 3, Josh Harding on 2, Daniel Seed on stand number 1.
So, Gerald, the bale what we're looking for is 180 kilograms, and we were struggling to do 170. How are they going to get on with 180?
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder too, but they're going to give it a good go. They're going to have to stick as much wool as they can, follow the corners. Every corner they can possibly think of, every corner of the earth, basically. The 2 Goodger boys down here got some time points. I think they're going to have to make a call and say we'll go as close as we can. They got the feeling last time they did the 173s, both teams. They're right on the button as Jeremy loads up Vinny and says, Vinny, give it everything you can. Squish as much air out as you can. Knowing, ladies and gentlemen, when you are pressing wool and you're jumping up and down like this here, like your man Adam is doing, it sucks the energy out of you. It just draws it out of you. It's like running up sand dunes, if you've ever done that. It's all go. So here we are in the Farmland sponsored and Woolpacks New Zealand event. Hopefully Calvin O'Reilly might be dotted around here as he normally is for a Farmland's representative business manager there. Hopefully he is in the audience somewhere because it's going to be a spectacular event to be involved with. Look at these youngsters. Don't be frightened. The running time's only around 9 minutes, so
I'll just
don't
put
hold
in there,
back.
Gerald, if that's all right. We have a green light, the thumbs up from the referee. So we'll set this field alight. Maybe pop down to Gerald for a minute. Heat number 7 of the Powerco Senior. Timekeepers ready. Competitors set, go. Off we go. Sheep number 1 of 5 on the board. And another good line-up for the last heat. Daniel Seed from Woodville on stand 1. Josh Harding from Hunterville on 2. Paul Swan from Wairarapa on stand 3. Joseph Winders, Cambridge on stand 4. That's what it says anyway. He's a Southland boy at heart, that young fella. And William Tahiti from Tūmaranui on stand number 5 rounds up this field of 5 shearers looking for a spot in that top 18, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last heat and the last 5 shearers with a chance to do so.
Thanks very much, Norm. Appreciate that. Here we go. We've got the wind up for the 2 youngsters. Then we've got the Master Blasters. That's what we're going to call them, the ones that have been round the block a few times. Vinny's on the Crankdown. They're clever enough to know they're not going to get 180 in here, so they're going to go as close as they can, knowing there's a whole lot of factors they've got to do to get that bale sitting out here. All nice and tidy, prim and proper, as close to 180 as they can do. So where's the cavalry? He's arrived. Jeremy Goodge has arrived. You'll see them swap round soon, Coro, as they do that. What's these youngsters doing? Do they have a fan club? Adam and Joseph Gordon are in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
We got St. Patrick's over here. St. Patrick's are over here. Make a little bit of noise, kids. Come on. These are the Masterton boys. Get in behind the Masterton kids. Here we go. Well, 5 minutes has just ticked over, Gerald. 5 minutes has just ticked over. And I think those boys on press number 2, the Guja boys, are taking the Gordon boys to the cleaners.
She's all go all right. They'll be lining this baby up and making a very calculated decision on this 180, and they've locked the pins down as well, Corner. Oh, there's no flies on these boys. Look at that. We've learned a new trick. Oh, unreal. What we're talking about is these pins. A team before this, was it Tane Matu?
I remember Jeremy doing that a few years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
But now he's thought, wow, look at them, they got it. Well, here comes the Gordon boys. Okay, let's get the young children in behind them. The Gordon boys are starting to crank down. Get in behind the Gordon boys.
Here we go. It's about now the burn starts to come in, ladies and gentlemen. They got everything going on. They've got all their fan club. They've got the cameras here. They've got the #1 team in the world beside them. The youngsters. Adam, of course, already with 2 red ribbons, and he wants another one if he can pull it off. They have made it. But here's one.
They made it, Gerald. They've got it now. They're going to start pinning up.
Here we go. It's pin time. Are they going to reach it all the way? This is a calculated move here. We saw a calculated move in the individuals with Ricky Stevens, going for that heavy bale and costing time. I think they want the great presentation, knowing they're going to get as close as they can to 180. The youngster's going to come at them. We'll tone it down and steady his ship for a wee minute, Coro, but this is high-fired action. The pins are locking up. What's the running time, ladies? 7 minutes 22, ladies and gentlemen. What a spectacular event this is. Only a couple more pins to go for Jeremy. The youngsters are about to let their bale loose. Have they swung the pins? They haven't got them in there yet. All right, sweat starting to build. Here we go. Once again, duck shooting in Southland. Boom, boom. Vinny gets him out of the way. He'll flick the door. No, he won't. He says, hey, big bro, you take care of the door for me. There's not much in it. If you're thinking about cheering and stamping your feet and clamping and whistle, you better do it soon, because the Goodges are going to be wrapped up and you're going to be too late to be part of it. Here we go. Whoa. 8 minutes 03. It's impressive when I'm coming back here, the timekeepers pushed the stop and then put her hands together to say, well done, boys. Right, still plenty of action. What sheet? We're up to 3 out of 5, is it, Norm? 3 out of 5. Right, we'll stick with these youngsters for a wee second. The older brother saying, come on, Adam. We dreamt about that 3rd red ribbon last night. Done the visualisations and the affirmations and had the porridge and what is it, bananas and cream for breakfast. Lines it up.
Because the time is really, it is important, but it's the bale weight that's the most important, isn't it, Gerald?
Yeah, that's
having
right.
that correct bale weight.
Lots of points tied up in the bale, especially the underweight bale, which means the presses haven't had to do as much work. Gets docked extremely heavily, and we're going for 180. We're not expecting them to get that, but that's the call from the ref as a 180. And then an overweight bale, which we're not going to see, gets docked less points, but lots of points in around here. Lots of points tied up in the health and safety side core. They've locked the pins around here
Wow,
too.
amazing.
Here we go.
Amazing.
It's clip up time.
Very clever.
These youngsters.
They're about 2 minutes behind now. They're about 2 minutes behind. Let's keep the pressure on them. Keep the pressure on them. Here they're going and taking out the pins. Gerald, they're struggling with those pins. They're really, really tight in there.
Here we go. All right, once again, Masterton, stay with us. Let's get involved. Running time, 10 minutes. It's 2 minutes in it. Your youngsters having a tidy up. It's spring clean time.
So well done, guys, down there on the pressing floor. The pairs pressing final, that one with Gerald and Koro. So we're just going to get set for the weigh-in. We got the last sheep on the board up here. Can we just bring them home? Last sheep on the board in the Powerco Senior for William Tahedi, Joseph Winders, Josh Harding, Paul Swan. Finishing touches for Daniel Seed, and he'll be in for his fifth and final sheep. And there he goes. But William Tahedi, ladies and gentlemen, led the field home. Hits the button in the cord, and his time clock has stopped down there on stand number 5. Well done, Willie. And swinging around through into the long blow is Joseph Winders. Another couple of shots, he'll head for home. He's a Southland boy, this fella. Might have Cambridge up there, but I know he's a Southland boy at heart. Turning for home is Paul Swan. Josh Harding already been there and done that as he works his way down over the last front shoulder, onto the front leg, under the front leg, and away down into the flank on the last side. Paul Swan might be half a shot ahead right out, or nothing much between these two boys, but it's going to be Joseph Winders going to stop the clock. Hits the time button, hits the cord right there with Josh Harding and Paul Swan. Going to bring Daniel Seed home as well. Down over the last front shoulder, he's going to have the last say in the Powerco Senior. 7 heats of shearers up here we've witnessed, and we are looking for the top 18 to share in the semi-final. Senior grade shearers, these boys, capable of sharing up to about 405. Give them a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. All our senior grade shearers this morning, and looking for the semi-finalists. Well done, boys and girls. And back down to Gerald and Koro. Looks like they're weighing in those bales in that pairs pressing final down there on the pressing floor.
Yeah, thanks very much, Norm. Well, we've weighed one bale. We've weighed Jeremy and Vinnie Goodge's bale. Their target weight was 180, which is a massive stress because we really did, or stretch, because we were really struggling to get 170 earlier on. But right at the moment, we're going for 180, knowing how many points are tied up in this. Jeremy and Vinnie Goodger did a 179, ladies and gentlemen. Can you get any closer than that? That is racking, packing and stacking at its best.
170.
171. Norm. Norm's busy. Right.
Is this the young fella's bale or?
Yes, here this is the young Gordon boys.
176.
Good man. Right, put her on, Bailey. Adam and Joseph Gordon. Adam already with 2 red ribbons. The youth. Still aiming for 180, 169.5. Still, give it up for Adam and Joseph. Couple little soldiers. They have left it out here. They give it everything they could. They were up against it, really, and against the Master Blasters. So that was absolutely brilliant. If we can just have a bit of a wrap up here, if that's okay, and we'll do a bit of an interview. We'd just like to say again, thank you to Farmlands, Woolpacks New Zealand. And we're sort of just about done, so I'd like to do a wee run. I'd really like to thank Peter Cox and Carl Cox, the 2 judges that are up here. They have diligently never taken their eye off the ball, and they have been judging for 7 hours, 8 hours yesterday, and they never get distracted, and they're very professional at their job. So please, Peter Cox and Carl Cox, give them a round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. They have had a big couple of days. Oh, well, Jeremy, just generally, how did that go?
Yeah, we learned from our first bar on the semi. Couldn't clip the barrel up and that, so had to pull out the old school tricks like the young fella did, turn the pins around, and that made a hell of a lot difference. So that felt a bit easier too. Thanks, Dave, for the little tip. You Gordon boys, you pressed well, man. I'm very, very proud of you guys. Awesome. I'd like to see you back in the next 5 years, back to back.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. Well, Joe and young fella here, he's already got a couple of ribbons. You guys, how did that go?
That was very hard, but it was all good with the brother, so he kept me going.
So who's the one with all the power in the family?
Oh, the younger one, unfortunately, but
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, the Woolpack Farmlands Co-op, the pairs finals, and I reckon that was fantastic. We're looking forward to this evening's pressing. And who are they?
It's a replay of last year. We've got Vinny Goodger up there and Ricky Stevens. So that's worth coming to have a watch as well. In saying that, I would like to thank on behalf of Sam Saunders and his committee at the Golden Shears here, I'd like to thank on their behalf everyone else that's been involved here. I've mentioned Carl Cox and Peter Cox, but all the other people that have been and girls doing the time. We've got the heavyweights over here too, folks. The heavyweights have been bringing these bales over, tipping the wool out, stirring it all up for the next event. So they've put on a big day as well. Got all my other officials, John Hodder, here's John over there, Dave there. It's been a really good team effort. It's been a really good day and a half of hard yakka and really cohesive and running well. And thanks to all the pressers for being ready to go and putting in a great display of pressing. So on behalf of everyone, if you could just give them a round of applause if you are listening to me, to everyone that's been involved, all the officials, they're all volunteers 100%, and they're here for the right reasons of supporting this Golden Shears show. Thank you very much. Take care. One event to go as far as pressing goes, and that is Friday night.
Okay, I'm just going to butt in there, guys. Shear Expertise Open Wool Handling Quarter Final, Heat 1, Table 1, Pagan Karodia, Kieran Herbert, Samantha Gordon, Kimberly Braddock. Heat number 2, Marianne Beatty, Angela Stevens, Tina Ellers, Emerina Braddock. Heat number 3, Ngaio Hansen, Joel Henare, Candy Hidi, Tia Portai, and heat number 4, Anna Braddock, Ronnie Goss, Sherry Peterson, Chelsea Collier. Koro.
Just a heads up, ladies and gentlemen, anyone with a camper van out at the front, BRZ312, BRZ312, please move it. You are currently receiving a ticket.
Well, before you get underway with the open wool handling, the shear expertise, we're just going to have a yarn with Mr. John Hodder, guys. Well, John, thank you very much for many years of effort in here. Well, we're talking 30 plus years just in the wool pressing, and then there's another 30 years before that before you got